What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We got a live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up for y'all right around the corner. Bulls run out of that magic sauce. The comeback comes up short against the Mavs tonight. 120-119 is the final. Big game for Modest Buzelis. Coby keeps his 20-point streak going. And some interesting lineup choices from Billy Donovan. We'll break it all down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into CHGO Bulls Postgame. Presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use that promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. My guy, Big Dave. Bow. BNWL Sports. We will hear from Gottlieb live from the UC later on tonight's game. And very pleased, honored, joyful to have a couple of fun guest stars with us tonight. You might recognize this beautiful face to my left.
Tom Cruise.
The one and only John Sabine, former Bulls outsider with us on NBC Sports Chicago.
I know that guy.
Rounding out the set, longtime studio manager, studio director, executive producer of Bulls Outsiders at NBC Sports Chicago. All of you true diehard Bulls fans on Twitter know him for all of his great Bulls thoughts. At one point in time, also the host of the Bulls Talk podcast.
Yes. That's true for a year. Yes.
The one and only Kevin Bulldog Anderson also joins us. Oh, my goodness. We've been looking forward to this one. Bulls Nation, thanks for joining us. Hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. Do it now so Katie doesn't bug you for the next hour. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling generous. Gentlemen, welcome back. John, is this your first time in studio with us, Bulldog?
Yes, it is.
Welcome.
Yes.
You said it is.
Bro, how's your life been now that it no longer revolves around watching the Bulls every night?
I had to get legal clearance to come on the show. It's wonderful. I am free. I'm like Ultron without the strings attached now.
There are no strings on me.
There are not. Done. Life is good. I miss watching the Bulls every single minute of every game. I don't get to do that like I used to. But I do.
I do. Yes,
because I love basketball.
Yes.
I love the NBA.
Yes.
And we got an entertaining one. And, of course, how fitting, our guy Sabine, it was Bulls Mavs, buddy.
It was.
I don't want to.
Just let him go, man. Let him go.
Yeah, this is my first basketball game to watch since February 1st. And,
what happened that day?
The light of my life went out. And happiness ended. But it was a fun game.
Fun game.
Ish.
Fun-ish. Okay. All right.
Well, now you can fully recommit yourself to being a Bulls fan.
Oh,
yeah. Come on.
Yes.
Because you were straddling that Bulls fan, Mavs fan fence for those 2 years.
Oh, now I'm burning the bridge, and I'm having don't put ketchup on my hot dog. No more barbecue.
You know your Bull socks, man.
And wear my Bull socks.
Yeah. The only color he has on.
And of course, the fingerless gloves are here as well.
Oh, they in the house. In the house.
Guys, this was a pretty fascinating game. The Bulls see their winning streak come to an end at 4. You thought maybe somehow they would pull out yet another miracle because this Bulls team in this run have been playing spirited basketball. They're playing fast pace. They've been taking care of the ball and having these miraculous fourth quarters where they are just straight up dominant against their opponents who shoot poorly. The Bulls raining fire in the fourth. The Bulls almost pulled off again tonight, but dug themselves a hole. And it was the turnovers that really, the problem that has been recurring for them this season. They reared their ugly head tonight. Just got demolished in points off turnovers. And then, a couple of missed free throws down the stretch. Vooch splits the pair at the line. The Mavs hit their free throws. And you're not even in a position for a Giddey half-court miracle heave at the final horn because the Bulls were down 4. Just so close, but couldn't quite get it done.
Yeah, Giddey wasn't in position either. I mean, he wasn't in the game, which is wild. But we'll get into that. I'm sure I'm going to talk to Goat about that,
That's
too.
why they lost.
Dude, let me start with Modest, though, man. Modest had an absolutely incredible game. 28 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, led the team in points, tied for the lead in assists. I can't say enough just about how I feel about this dude, from the jump, how I felt about him. And then watching it all come to fruition like it is. and seeing how good he's been and meeting the moment every time he's out there. Like watching him do it everywhere. He's done it on the road. Like you saw him. We talked about him dropping his first 20 in Dallas. We talked about dropping his 30 plus when he was in LA, and then doing it even at home now when it basically was on him, when Giddey's not having a great game, when Coby is kind of having a good game, but he needs help and nobody else was really into it. Modest was the one carrying them from the beginning, from the first quarter to the fourth. It was about Modest Buzelis, inside, outside, defense. Like he did every single thing right, like off the pick and roll, drawing fouls. Like that is a real true NBA talent that dude is right there. So that's why guys like Tim Legler and then were raving about him after his last few games and everything. And this is why I was so high on him, because it's not just him talking, man. He's walking it at the same time. Like it's just all clicking for him, and it's just going to get better. He did it in 37 minutes. So that also shows you that even when Billy takes him out the game, it still doesn't affect how he plays and how he feels, man. He still wants to be great, because he said as much. He said, even when Billy takes me out, I love it. He was like, because I want to be the best ever. This is his stuff. This is what he's saying. So he is living proof of what he's absolutely saying, and I'm just really proud of him, man.
You're not surprised by it at all, are you?
No, dude. This is what I expected him to do. Like, I just needed him to have the opportunity. It's what Matt and I would sit here and yell about all the time. It's the fact, just give him the opportunity. Let him make the mistakes out there on the floor. I didn't have a problem. Man, throw it in the ocean. I didn't care. But he needed an opportunity to get out there.
But they're making a push for the playoffs, Dave.
Oh, man, why you want to do this to me? I'll just say I'm happy watching Modest, bro. And if you're making a push for a playoffs, then have one of your best players out there.
And I think, the thing that, Dave, you and I had talked about a lot this season, even early on when he was starting to get minutes, is like, if the reason / excuse from Billy is I'm not going to play a rookie just to, give him minutes. Mm-hmm. You got to earn minutes. And if he does something wrong, I'll take him out. We saw plenty of examples of Modest Buzelis playing better than some of his more veteran teammates in a number of games, parentheses, Patrick Williams. We'll get to him in a second. So, like, why is this rule for this player but not these other players when you're talking about how you earn minutes and how you keep them? But tonight, 38 minutes for Modest has got to be close to a season high, if not his season high in minutes played. And most importantly, in my opinion, down the stretch. Yeah. Because as this Bulls, winning streak and whatever, they won 9 of their last 12 now or whatever, Modest has been involved in fourth quarters of some of them, but he's also been absent in fourth quarters of some of them, including tight ones. To see him down the stretch of this one, and yes, the Bulls didn't come away with the win, but they damn near did. And he was a positive impact on the floor the whole night. So you like to see him getting, nights like this where he plays well and you leave him out on the floor and whatever happens, happens. John, as somebody who's seen lots of young players in the NBA, frustrated by lack of playing time. Maybe he didn't have to deal with that with Luka, because it was like from his rookie year, it was like, yeah, you're playing 40 minutes.
Yeah, he's going to play.
Yeah.
Who would ever make any bad decision about him? Yeah.
But, you've watched plenty of Patrick Williams over the years.
Yeah,
Who do you think had a better game tonight?
I got to tell you, I do have are there Patrick Williams defenders?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Their number is shrinking. Shout out to our guy, Rob. He's always hanging out in the comments. I think he's one of a few that are still on Patrick Williams Island.
That's crazy, because, that's wild to me, because it's really it feels like, because as a true outsider now, a true outsider, it feels like everyone's kind of aligned on that. It felt like, with the Luka trade, everyone's like, oh, we all agree. It's like we've never all agreed on a sports thing.
Yeah,
but Patrick Williams does feel like we're all agreed, or we're very close to we're all agreed.
Dude, this is what I wanted to read that I told you I wanted to read over there about Patrick Williams. Patrick Williams had as many turnovers as he had points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Wait, okay.
Wait, combined?
Combined.
What?
He had 3 turnovers.
Good for him.
No points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist.
How many minutes?
17.
Drown.
He was a minus 19.
That in a 1-point game.
1-point game. So a bucket by Patrick Williams. Yeah.
Okay.
As all that combined, he had just as many turnovers.
So a question: Are the defenders fringe? Are they the Earth is flat type people, or is there is it an actual respected contingent?
I think it's just a smattering of a few different things, and all of it is it's not Pat's fault, it's Blank's fault.
Oh,
and it's whether that be Billy Donovan not using him the right way. not playing him in the right position on the floor.
No, this turns me into a Republican.
It was, for a long time, it was like...
this is his... No, this is his...
It's because
work
DeMar's
hard.
here. It's because
Pull
Zach's
yourself
here.
up, fire boots. Like, that's on him, man. Personal responsibility. No way, man. This is not the system. He's been given everything.
Everything, bro, including the money.
He's stealing.
Yeah,
And the playing time.
and
He's been given it.
it's just
4th
been bad.
overall pick. Given.
Yeah, it's bad, man. Like I don't know. I don't even know what. to
Okay,
add
this
on,
is
bro.
Neo Duty
fascinating.
8 comments. I don't even know what Pat is. Force within. Pat lost me last season.
It's because he goes by Pat.
Well, and like he had that nickname
wait,
Paw for
Pat
a while.
Sajak did it for years, and he was fine.
Yeah, but Pat Sajak was probably put up more points too.
Well, but it's just like he doesn't even, he's not even worthy of a nickname. I think Stacey
Yeah.
gave up on calling him the Paw, and
Oh my
Stacey
God.
refuses to give up on any player being a player.
No, he can't. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, he really retired that.
I mean, we should just accept he is who he is right now.
Yeah.
And the problem is for many, many years, it was, well, he's got potential. He could be this. He could be X. He could be Y. He is a guy who hopefully is not going to give you minus 19, but maybe can give you 15 minutes off the bench and respectable defense and, I don't know, 6 to 8 points in that those
Could
rotation
you
minutes
imagine?
You would think.
for $18 million a year. Yes.
Well, that's what Bulls fans, those of us when we saw that contract and like, okay, take a breath and then try to rationalize it to say, if Patrick reaches even the modest potential that some of us see in him of a decent 3-and-D player, startable, never going to be a star, but startable 3-and-D player who can knock down threes when he's open and then be like your primary assignment defender on a nightly basis. If he can be that, then in today's NBA salary cap numbers, $18 million a year is
that's
totally reasonable.
yeah.
But it's because he has fallen short of
Which is
those
wild.
very meager expectations that Bulls fans, other than a few exceptions, have all just been like,
Okay,
what is there left to ask of this guy?
I have one more question.
Sure.
And I think I know the answer, but like, is the reason I think modest is also the exact opposite of like, we're all kind of aligned and like, everyone's like, yeah, but I do think they both inform the other, right? Like, I think like the one reason we love modest is because it's in comparison to Patrick Williams, right?
Well, 5th year versus rookie season. Right?
5th year?
Yeah.
That's insane to me. Because that COVID season is so weird, man. Like, he's in
that
his 5th year.
COVID, that COVID draft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
COVID draft.
it was
Yeah.
nuts for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, AK seemingly very much whiffed on that number 4
But
overall
everyone
pick.
did that year. That was
It
like,
was a rough draft class. They
Yeah.
could have gotten
which is
better
so
players,
funny,
you know,
by the
who
way.
are
Like, we
having
didn't
better
see those
careers than Pat
6
is.
extra games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it upsets me because I don't like talking about him like this because we were really on that bandwagon for him, especially those first few years.
Yeah.
Because for me,
We were all rooting for
we
you.
were all rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. It was just, for me, it takes a while because I'm like, I have to remove those questions and those what people might call roadblocks that people say are in the way before you can get that true evaluation of a talent. And he was one of them. I was like, okay, well, you had COVID year. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you broke your wrist. You were out the
Yeah.
whole season. Cool. All right, well, your foot ain't right. Okay, this is a whole new offense. DeMar is here now. This is new things. Okay, you're not being asked to be that guy no more. Okay, all of that stuff.
You're not getting enough shots.
You're not getting enough shots, right?
Yes.
Stuff isn't being drawn for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're the 4th option in the offense.
Exactly. All of that stuff. All of those things. Well, he's got to get his 3 right. All of that. This is why before the season started, I was like, this is a no excuse season for me. He's on the no excuses tour, trademark. He's on the no excuses tour. And I was like, fine. The tour got canceled. Like 30 games in, we didn't sell enough seats.
Grand opening,
You know what I mean?
grand closing.
Grand opening, grand closing. Like, man, I couldn't believe what I was seeing. He didn't look like the same person. Like, I just wanted him to look like an average NBA player, bro. And I'm like, this year 5.
The No Excuses tour sounds like it sounds like Kid Rock and Joe Rogan opening up the Nashville Hard Rock or something. That
No
and it
excuses,
sells out.
too. And it sells out
They
immediately.
print money.
And Dave, like you saying, just asking for average when it comes to Pat is so fitting because when you zoom out, if you're not talking about a player, but the team, look at how Bulls fans have reacted to the month of March.
Yeah.
They're still, what, 6, 7 games under 500? They're going to the play-in tournament for the third straight year. Yeah. Bulls fans are, like, dancing through the streets because of this team over the last month.
Did you see I thought the Bulls were gonna. I thought, I was like, they're gonna. These miracle workers are gonna do it again.
Yes.
I felt that tonight.
And it's for average.
Yeah.
But Pat can't even give us that.
He couldn't give us that.
We got to take our first break. We'll come back. Plenty more to get to tonight with our fellow former outsiders, Bulldog and Sabine, hanging out with us. Hit that like button if you haven't done it yet. Throw us a super chat, and we will continue breaking down tonight's game. Let's go. Fifth year. 5 years? The whole time? Oh, my goodness. Tonight's show brought to you by Bet365. Guys, we got more Madness of March happening. Yep. Shout out to those teams who just punched their tickets to the next round earlier tonight. Cooper Flag looks really good. Looks really good at basketball.
I've heard.
Get y'all's bets in at Bet365. Take advantage of that great offer right now for new customers who will get $150 in bonus bets when you sign up. Use promo code CHGO365. Put down your first $5 bet on anything, any game, any player prop, whatever you want, and win or lose that $5 bet, no matter. As soon as that bet concludes, you will see $150 in bonus bets cash right there in your account. It's that simple. Boom. Plus, for all of you hoop junkies out there, with the Bet365 early payout offer, your basketball team is a winner if your team goes up by 20, or your bet is a winner if your basketball team goes up by 20 points with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners. Download that app. And again, use promo code CHGO365 when you sign up. Player props, spreads, totals, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 and older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
Oh, man. Matt, you know what? Go ahead.
I want to read that comment, please.
I'm going to get this ad.
Okay.
We're coming back to that comment because he needs to go ahead and
How about that comment right there?
that one right there. Go ahead. Look at him. Look at the calm that just came over his face.
That looks so refreshing,
doesn't it?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It is.
It is because it's a Sam Adams American Light.
Boom.
And why? Because it says easy drinking. It's right there on the can. All right? Light beer just got so much better. Introducing Sam Adams American Light. It's clean, it's crisp, and it's super easy to drink. There's no gimmicks. There's no fluffs. There's those woozies and definitely no wazzies. None of that.
No wazzies?
No wazzies, bro. No wazzies up in here. The light beer that is just made right. Light beer shouldn't feel like a compromise. It's an American classic so smooth it can hang out with John Sabine. Or you'll want to crack open another one. And then another one. And then another one. And then one more after that. Why? Because it is always Sam season. Light beer just got better, y'all. Grab some Sam Adams American Light. Available now at select Chicago retailers. Must be 21. Please, please, I implore you, drink responsibly.
That brings us to our next segment. Shout out to everybody watching CHGO Bulls Postgame. Hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. To a segment we call What's Brewing.
What's Brewing?
Brought to you by, yes, that's right, our friends at Sam Adams American Light. Sabine, you're not even a beer drinker, and you think that when I cracked that and took a sip, it was...
That makes me want to rethink my choice.
Because you are, not a beer drinker.
It looked crisp, but I'm tired of things that are filling, and what are the calories?
Oh, my goodness.
Probably good. Probably good.
Probably low.
Probably low.
I'm going to go with low. Low cal.
And I love Sam Adams, just his whole family.
4.2 alcohol by volume.
Oh,
just like such easy drinking.
Easy drinking, man.
Yeah.
You don't need to be a hero. Yeah.
No. Wait, did you say there was a comment you wanted to read, Bulldog?
Yes.
What is it?
We have to scroll back a little bit.
To, I believe it was Devin.
Yes.
Devin has something to say, just reminding us of the old Bulls outside.
Right there.
I still have my Levine Cuisine t-shirt from the Bulls outsider days.
Thank you, Devin.
Those were the days. Kind of.
I mean, those were some days.
Yeah.
We had a great time.
It was an amazing time.
I still have my Levine Cuisine shirt.
I definitely still have my shirt. I had it on a week ago.
That was a Sabine original trademark.
Trademark Levine Cuisine. R.I.P. Sacramento, hit us up.
Oh my goodness.
And Zach loved the shirt.
He did.
Yeah. He did.
I've got a question for Sabine. Can I ask this question?
Sure.
Wait, what's brewing?
John Sabine. 15 years from now.
Yes.
Who will have the greater NBA career?
Yes.
Matas Buzelis?
Yeah.
Or Dirk Nowitzki?
That's insane.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, okay, so I get where you're going.
I'm not kidding.
it's Dirk. However,
explain your work.
I mean, I think Dirk Nowitzki changed the game more than Steph Curry. And I stand by that.
Explain.
People
explain.
Guards were shooting threes, man.
Explain.
European, big shooting threes, big hand the ball. It's completely changed it. Modest doesn't exist without Dirk. That's why. So you can't even do it.
So Dirk crawled, so Matis could walk.
Here's the thing, though.
Or he walks. So
Matis, this is I hate like doing the European white guy tall, like, but he does look like
You're welcome.
Matis is athletic in a way that people don't call athleticism. Kind of like how Laurie was too, like where it's like you wouldn't call it. We think jumping is, it doesn't look like a traditional like definition of it. But Matis just moves so fast and smooth and coordinated in a way that young Dirk did, and I see like he just glides up out there.
So. Let me last real question these two guys, because obviously I asked that because Mavericks
it's Dirk Nowitzki.
Yes. So Modest would need double-digit All-NBA selections, double-digit All-Star appearances, a championship, a Finals MVP, a regular season MVP, and ideally elected as one of the top 75 NBA players of all time to be in a conversation with Dirk.
Well, at that point, it'll be 100.
Chance.
Could you put a true ceiling? Real question. Is there a ceiling right now you could put on Modest?
Like a player's like what ceiling?
Not even necessarily a player comp, but about what his career potential is.
I would say no, because he's 20 years old and he's a rookie who just started playing for realsies like a month and a half ago.
There's glimpses, but like, all right.
Yeah,
you'd probably bet on it, right?
I mean, bet on anything.
Yeah.
Whatever the ceiling is, it's something good that involves 20 points and 10 rebounds.
Whatever the floor below the floor is for Modest is what do they call it? Patrick Williams.
Oh man.
Patrick Williams is a dead body underneath the floor.
On an episode of CSI Miami.
He has self-imposed duct tape his own mouth.
Yo, man.
Insane, looks like this paw didn't have any claws.
That really got me. That was really fun.
What do you think, Bulldog? Do you think something like...
Well, the real answer is he's 20. There is no true ceiling you can put on it.
That's what I would say.
Given what he has accomplished 5 months into his rookie season and how he blew through that rookie wall and how he's played in March, like he's got sky-high potential.
It's crazy that he's not getting more Rookie of the Year talk because there's no clear runaway right now.
Right.
It's like really up in the air, and it's like I don't know why.
I think it's because his minutes first couple months were so low.
And those narratives get set so early. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Those awards, they're so dumb with awards. They're so dumb with awards.
Yeah, he has a heck of a future. Like he's at a level where you're not telling him to change really his game. Like you're talking about just adding stuff to him, like kind of physically. Like you're like, oh yeah, he needs to work on your handle a little more, probably put on a little more weight. And it's just those kind of things that you add, because everything else I think will come as he continues to play.
Like, would you trade him for Cam Johnson?
No.
But I think like at the beginning,
I love Cam Johnson.
And I know you do, but I think
that's
why I asked that. But I think at the beginning of the year, you'd be like, oh, that could be a good trade. Like, but now it's like absolutely not.
Yeah.
No,
you wouldn't do it.
Isn't that crazy?
No, not at all. Like he could be your number 2 guy, or your number 1 guy, depending. We'll see how his career goes, man. But
Anthony Davis, straight up, let's do it.
But he just got to Dallas.
Defense wins championships.
We need a European in the Metro Play.
Speaking of awards, who's going to win Executive of the Year award, John Sabine?
Oh man, it ain't gonna be that Nicole Harrison. I'll tell you that much.
That's disrespectful to AK, who should clearly win it for this streak of wins the Bulls had in March on their way to another playing tournament. Absolutely, iconic executive stuff going on.
Yeah,
but they're so different though, man.
Okay,
One is like not washing my hands and getting my coworker sick, and one is
one is killing
my family in front of me. AK's like bumbling, like sure. But one is a Lex Luthor supervillain.
Yeah. Who needs to be jailed? Yes.
This is a worse trade than Dirk Nowitzki for Tractor Trailer. And Tractor Trailer died while Dirk was still playing. And Anthony Davis is good. It's pretty good. It's a worse trade than that. I remember I got the news. Like I was like, Chuck Chiller died in Cuba. Oh man. And then it was like Dirk put up 20 that night. Like, like it was crazy. And they got traded for each other. AK's bumbling and bad and like mediocre, but he's not. It's not that
villainous.
This is villainous.
Dr. Doom.
This is shutting down the orphanage level stuff.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
But AK is bad.
Okay, yeah, he's not great. But I hear you. I hear your point.
My goodness, people in the comments talk about Pat. Like Fancy Pants, does playing Pat just hurt his trade value right now? I would say yes.
What trade value?
Can't wait for him to and Vooch to be gone next year.
That part.
Good luck. Good luck finding a trade partner for Pat. Fantasy Cast Podcast said, I'm taking donations to fund a trip to Mexico for Pat to eat peyote and camp out in a sweat lodge until he gets in touch with what's going on between his ears. I don't know if you need to go to Mexico to do peyote in a sweat lodge. You could probably do that
Phil
in America.
Jackson can help him out.
Yeah,
true. Trip
go
up to
find
Montana.
Phil in Montana.
Yeah, just have to hang out. You'll be all right.
Honestly, I don't know if that would help. I think that would just, like, Pat would just go bye-bye entirely.
Yeah.
Or the opposite, right?
Or he's like,
can I make an argument, though? This is not necessarily in the Pat Williams camp argument. However, about like the trade value. Number one, he has no trade value, right? None. But everybody likes to point out, well, he's going to make $18 million. Where the salary cap is going in the NBA with the 10% increases that are going to occur over the next several years with the national TV money that's coming in.
Yeah.
$18 million for a guy, if he can give you 15 to 20 minutes, 8 to 10 points off the bench, and not a minus 19, is actually not a horrible deal. It's not. It's not.
Yeah,
we get wrapped up in the number way too much sometimes.
That's true. It always goes up, but it also like 0 is 0.
0 is 0.
Like 0 is 0.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And you're right. Like, they signed him for less than he was projected to get. Like, he was projected to get $100 million and walk away with that. And then they signed him, for the 90 and, 18 years. So, no, it's not a horrific deal, but the fact that it feels like you're not even living up to that is what's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? And that's what's upsetting about it, is you can't even reach that kind of level to where I'm like, I don't know if you should be on the floor tonight.
Well, yesterday's price was not today's price.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
But, like, in terms of P. Will, he's going to be making that amount 3 years from now.
Yes, without a doubt.
What is interesting to me is not necessarily about Patrick and his restricted free agency and how the Bulls treated it. It's another restricted free agent we're going to have this summer and how this front office goes about that one.
That's a producer right there, ladies and gents. That's what he's doing. Throwing up them softballs.
Throwing up them softballs.
Swing.
Brandon Evans is saying the number of times P. Will dribbles the ball off his feet. I mean, we saw a classic Pat one tonight.
Yep, we did.
Absolute classic.
We laughed. It was it was really funny because we were like, oh, maybe. No.
The vintage. It was upsetting just watching him play, man. And I get upset sitting him because if you put up like I say this all the time, you put up a silhouette and put him like a dude behind that silhouette and somebody will look at that and say, oh yeah, that's what a basketball player is supposed to look like. That's exactly what it looks like. Look how tall, muscular, big. Like, look at this guy. Of course. Yeah, he's good.
His shot looks good sometimes. Like,
yeah, you're like this.
Looks like he can do it, yeah.
I mean, he hit one of the key threes with the incredible comeback.
He sure did.
And then he let
on LeBron
run right by him and almost lost the whole game.
He did.
But they won.
Suck it, LeBron. They definitely won.
Total clutch shot from Pat
Yeah.
in that game on Thursday.
Yeah, that was
Clutch.
a big old shot that he hit, man. But
took him an hour and a half to launch it per usual, but he
Are
made
you
it.
more mad or disappointed?
I'm more disappointed than I am mad.
Oh, that's worse to
Like,
be.
seriously. Like, I'm not.
You mean like
fun?
as far as where the Bulls are with Patrick Williams?
Yeah, with
Yes,
Patrick.
yes.
Like, I'm more disappointed than I am, like, just mad. Like, oh my God.
Why can't it be both?
Yeah,
I'm-
Matt, but you got that in you already.
I am
like,
mad
you're mad
and
all the
disappointed.
time. Like, it's always there. But this is
I
disappointing.
am
to me.
heartbroken and furious with where the Bulls are with Patrick Williams right now.
It's truly disappointing to sit because he has had nothing but opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and it's why we couldn't see Modest
Yeah,
because he was getting those opportunities out there.
That's
to
a
continue
big
to
part
grow.
of it.
Exactly.
Two sides, a different coin.
Correct. And that's why it's disappointing. It's upsetting, man.
we got to take our second ad break there. When we come back, we will hear from our guy Will Gottlieb at the UC, who was there to watch this one tonight.
like Will.
Hit that like button if you didn't do it during the first ad break. Do it. We saw the poll votes. Get the likes up.
Don't let her come after you. Because she will. Oh, you know what, y'all? Finances can be messy and confusing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get it together.
Yes, you do.
And there's one way to do that, and that's with Monarch Money. Because Monarch Money acts like your personal CFO, giving you full visibility.
Hey, what are you doing reading Monarch for? That's not
here?
No.
We're not Monarch Money in it?
No.
Oh, I'm on the wrong show.
You're looking at the wrong show.
Well,
we got
my
Sunnyside and
apologies.
Circa.
My apologies.
Even the great ones can make a mistake every
That's
now and
it.
then.
I claimed it.
Jordan
got
didn't
you.
hit every game winner in his career.
I'm going to Google that Monarch Money, though. I'll tell you that much.
Dude, the app is awesome, though, to be real with you. The app is really, really cool. I like it a
How
lot.
about we shout out Circa while Dave finds his correct ad read? Whatever the sport, the app to bet Circa is Sports Illinois. And the sport right now is for sure basketball. Late March. It's the best time of year for hoops action, y'all. Pros, college. Circa's got it for you. Sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, even in-game betting. Circa Sports has it all. And did I mention the customer service? I think I did. Let me mention it again. It features real human beings. Like you're like, hello, I would like to speak to customer service, and then a human answers.
Could you imagine?
I mean, do you remember when that was a thing, John?
No, I don't.
It's been so long.
It's
The AI has taken over.
living is excruciating.
It really is. When you need help with Circa, they make it easier for you with actual human beings.
Oh, my God.
Fun to bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. March Madness is here. Get in on the action. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know what another great time for basketball is?
What's that?
August in Las Vegas.
That is a great time.
What, you mean July? You're talking about
July
Summer
in Las Vegas. Yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
July in Las Vegas.
You're talking
yes.
about that Summer League.
Yes.
And since it's summery, that means it's bright.
That's such a
And that means you go to Sunnyside.
League?
That's where I should have went before I read that ad. Let's go to Sunnyside. Go to Sunnyside. Why? Because Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality hydroponics in the city. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your summer, winter, spring, and your fall. It's your one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. Sunnyside has an expertly curated menu with over 100 strains to choose from, plus easy online ordering and in-store pickup. Sunnyside is Illinois' favorite dispensary with locations in the city. Shout out Wrigleyville and River North. All the way out to the suburbs. Shout out Champaign and South Beloit. If you're starting out, Sunnyside has an expert guidance in brands that you know that you'll love, like them Good News Gummies. Matt Peck loves them. And Mindy's. And if you're a pro, they got you covered with over 100 strains on the menu and with new ones added every day. We know that you'll love Cresco, and we know that you'll love Florical's Incredible. You see what I did? Quality and consistent products. Visit Sunnyside.shop for bright buys every day, including 50% off your first 3 online purchases.
Wow.
Yeah. Enter that promo code HICHGO at checkout to qualify, John Sabine. Exclusions apply. Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Bright buys every day, only for 21 and over or Illinois Med Card holders.
With that, do we have Goat with us, Katie? Now let's bring our guy Will the Goat in on that Hooters Hot Wing Hotline, brought to you by Hooters. Check out one of their 11 Chicagoland locations, and don't forget, we will be at the downtown Wells
Hello,
Street
Will
location
Gottlieb.
on Monday for Bulls and Thunder. Will underscore Gottlieb, perfectly
Will.
coiffed,
Hey, guys.
joining the whole crew.
But there's a
What a
darkness
panel we
in
have
your
here.
eyes
I'm
now.
sorry to take away from the attention.
Goat, they couldn't quite pull that one out. The magic, dries up. They almost did. They almost pulled out another one. What was your biggest thought coming away from this one tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy how they can just be 10, 12 points down with 3 minutes to go and then somehow lose by 1 or win by 2 or whatever it is. There's some weird stuff going on. The opponent shooting percentages in the fourth quarter is kind of whack. But at the end of the day, it's they just don't quit. And I think that's a pretty impressive thing for a young group of players that they're in the play-in. They're not a playoff team. They're not going to be competing for a title this year. But I think they really take pride in, like Billy was saying, their internal drive collectively. And they've just got a bunch of guys up and down the roster and across the locker room who really take pride in competing and playing through 48 minutes. And whenever teams let up a little bit, they can pounce. So it's entertaining at the very least. But I think it's just it's positive momentum. And we haven't seen a lot of that over the years.
Will, we saw the highs with Modest and kind of the lows with Patrick Williams tonight. Can you just, talk about those two players and what you kind of thought about them?
I mean, Modest was great. This was a career high in minutes played for him. I think that actually says a lot, just because like Billy has not been giving him minutes, like he's really, and Billy said this after the game, like he's had to earn everything that he's gotten. And I think there's a certain level of respect that Billy has in Modest for that. He played really well. We talked to him after the game a little bit. He was just saying like, he's confident. He's, just continuing to take it one play at a time, all that kind of cliche stuff that players say. But I think just from watching, like you can tell the game has slowed down for him a little bit. There's a confidence there. The 3-point shot is falling. He was saying like the last however many games he's been making 41% of threes. So one of the player development coaches was saying they're going to be closing out on you a little bit harder today. And they were. And so that opened up some driving lanes. And just like that wherewithal to understand how the defense is going to guard you, I think that's like a pretty advanced thing for a 20-year-old. So it's step by step. And I think he's just going to continue to get better. Like, I think he's really like, I buy what Billy was saying. Like he really has earned it. And I think he has done the growing. And I mean, this is not a Modest that you would have seen in November or October. This is like a result of the work that he's done this year and the way that the team has held him accountable.
Goat, curious to get your thoughts and also relay any reflections from Billy Donovan if he was asked about this after the game. On the heels of all of this that we've seen from Josh Giddey, putting up crazy stats in the month of March, leading alongside Coby the Bulls to a lot of these wins, becomes the savior of Chicago with his half-court heave on Thursday. And then tonight, after a game in which Dalen Terry had seen some strong minutes off the bench, Billy Donovan has Dalen Terry out on the floor late in a game the Bulls are scraping and clawing their way to try to win, and Josh Giddey on the bench. Other than checking in and in between those final two free throws that I think it was Klay Thompson took at the line before the Bulls' final possession down 4. Giddey subbed in then, but he was not in down the stretch. Was Billy asked about that after the game, and what did he have to say?
Yeah, he was. It's not really like he never makes it a big deal, at least. Like I think whenever I sit here and listen to Billy answer the question, I always feel one way about it, and then I check Twitter and I feel a different way just because like he was taken out of the game. He was benched late, but I mean it was a matchup thing. Like the Mavs were just kind of picking on him. He was not defending, and on the other side, he wasn't like giving you so much on the offensive end that it was worth the defensive struggles. Like he had a couple of plays earlier on in the game defensively, protecting the rim, had a steal and a block. That was great, but he just wasn't like producing a ton offensively. The shot wasn't falling. That's okay. That's going to happen. You have those games, but yeah, he was just getting beaten off the dribble, was not defending at a high enough level, and so Billy had to go with someone who was giving them a little bit more. And credit to Dalen. I mean, he continues to make his threes. He has been defending at a really high level, and you just love to see that growth from him. So, yeah, on the one hand, like you want, like if Giddey's going to be your guy and he's going to be like the number one player, like you want to have a higher level of consistency from that. But like at the end of the day, he's been playing great. This was one bad game. Let's just kind of see what happens the last however many games here.
Question from my friend Will Gottlieb.
Yeah.
Well, this is a two-part question for
Bulldog, it's great
one,
to see you, by the way. And Sabine.
Two-part
I missed
two-part
both.
question.
I'm kind of jealous I'm not in the studio right now.
Oh, it's fun. Two-part
I
question
don't
for you,
think
Will.
it's
Part one is, what are the Bulls hoping to really accomplish these last 8 games? Is it about like getting the consistency, what they accomplished the first 4 weeks of the month, and keeping that going up until the play-in? And part two of the question is, what was the media dinner at the United Center this evening, and did you have it?
I'll start with part two. I did have the dinner. There was some chicken, some pulled pork sandwiches, some macaroni and Brussels sprouts, and a salad. I had a little bit of everything. And then the first part, just like kind of what I was saying before, just in terms of like their approach to the end of the season and just like their ability to get back into these games. I think they just want to keep building on what they have going. Like they all really believe in this style of play. They really believe that even if they're down, they can come back into games because they can wear teams down and run them off the court in the fourth quarter. There's just a lot of internal belief. And I think as they get towards the play-in and maybe beyond, like they just want to keep building on that. Like you're seeing really high level play from the guards. Modest has emerged. Like you're getting good performances here and there from guys like Herter or, Zach Collins had a nice game today. Vooch had a big 3 late. He played well. I think there needs to be a little bit more consistency with the style of play, but I think that's really like big picture, what they keep coming back to is like, how can we continue to play the way that we've been playing, lean into that identity of really playing fast and getting downhill, and just trying to make the best out of that and turn ourselves into the best version of a team who can play that way.
Gottlieb.
Sabine, you got a question for him?
Yeah. How you been?
I've been so good, Sabine, but like I said, I'm sad I'm not going to see you guys tonight. I knew you guys were coming in at some point, but I didn't know when, and I'm kind of bummed I didn't take this game off.
If you were asking them Jason Kidd questions, would you have said, yeah, I have a lot of questions. Number one, how dare you?
That was my question. I actually did ask him that. How dare you?
Okay. Just making sure. Yeah. Good.
Go. We appreciate you stopping by tonight. Bulls Nation, make sure you're reading his coverage, allchgo.com. Become a diehard so you can read all of it and the very best of it. Follow him, Will_Gottlieb. Buddy, get home safe. Enjoy your Sunday, and we will see you at Hooters on Monday, buddy.
I will see you guys there.
Yes, sir.
All righty.
Oh, can you make him wear a shirt?
Which shirt?
I'll get him a Hooter shirt to wear the whole time. Just Will, though.
Just Will?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Why don't we get Hooters shirts?
Because it's funnier because he seems like he would. You guys would like it. He's such a nice boy. I don't like it.
He is. Shout out to Fantasy Cast Podcast, who's talking about getting bodyguards and other protective measures for the quaff because it is that valuable to Bulls Nation.
It's true.
I agree.
It's a thing. Bulldog, you kind of touched on Giddey also, and Bulldog did as well.
That's what we call a segue.
Yes. Well done. You're just in your zone right now, so hit me with that.
Learn for the best.
So, I mean, he had a tough game tonight. This is the first tough game we've seen him have, in this month. We've seen since after the All-Star break. This is like first real tough game. And I was definitely surprised to see him on the bench. 8 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. He was 3 of 12 from the field, 0 of 3 from the three-point line. He was a -17 with 4 turnovers. I haven't seen him play that bad in a minute, honestly. So maybe it was I chalked that up to just the hype of what it was and what he did in that game. It was just absolutely outstanding. You hit a half-court shot. I mean, that man said I had to shut my phone off. Like, I had to go to sleep and shut my phone off. It was crazy. Like, he was everywhere, like all over television and all over social media. And so to turn around and come play this game, I think that has something to do with it. I don't think he'll admit that, but I think that has something to do with that because I haven't seen him play this kind of way in quite a while. So he's earned that kind of grace for this kind of game for me. He really has.
And like emotional hangover of sorts.
Yes, exactly. Emotional hangover, man. That is the highest of highs that you can get. Like, that is what you dream of when you're 6, 7 years old outside in your backyard.
Well,
you know what I mean?
He told KC, I believe, that it was his first game winner he's ever had in his career.
Yeah, man. Like, so I cut him some slack, and I think he should be cut some slack tonight for the way that he played. It wasn't consistent from what we've seen these past few weeks from him because it was just such a boom, just a huge fall for him. And I'll give him some grace for sure.
So, I mean, I agree. Like, maybe some Bulls fans who only know me is like, oh, all I do is sit out here and bash Giddey every night. That's not true. Man. I praise him when he plays well. I'm not going to, use tonight's game as, after his, heroicism on Thursday, be like, oh, see, he's not that good. No. Yeah, he had an off night. It happens. It happens to the best and the middest and the worst NBA players that are out there. It's, sometimes it's unpredictable. It seems like, Dave, you're thinking that maybe all of the hype and hysteria around Thursday's dramatic finish had something to do with it. If not, fine. If it did, fine. I don't care. I think it's just a question of whether or not that is warranted. And I've seen some Bulls fans, taking umbrage with that in the comments. Like, I don't care if he was having a bad night. It's Josh Giddey. He's been playing the way he's been playing. You're closing with Dalen Terry over him. Is that valid or is that not valid? I am sitting here saying, I thought the way Dalen played tonight and the way that Josh was playing tonight, yes, valid. Dalen was having positive impacts on that game on both ends of the floor. He's the one who forced Spencer Dinwiddie into that ridiculous, badly missed lefter floaty that went off the shot clock above the backboard. Dalen was out there playing defense, and Dalen was out there making things happen, keeping the ball moving, and knocking down looks when he had them offensively. And Josh had a bad night. Yeah. And Josh was getting targeted repeatedly by the Mavs offense.
Yes, he was.
Yeah. It's one night. Mm-hmm. I don't think – look, we saw Billy bench Josh in the fourth quarter a lot. In the first 20 games of this season. Mm-hmm. Then certain things got moved around, and Josh has been closing regularly. It's one game. I'm not going to panic about it, but I'm also not sitting here saying, oh my, like, inexcusable, unacceptable for Billy to do that.
And it felt like he was coaching the situation of the game. Like, they needed shooting. Like, it was like a 3-point game, 4-point game, and Terry's a better shooter.
Which sounds crazy.
Which is crazy.
And also considering in this streak that Giddey's been on, he's been shooting damn near 50% from 3.
Regression towards the mean,
but
like,
tonight,
historically.
He was 0 of 3 from 3, and he was 3 of 12 from the field.
Yeah.
Did not have the touch tonight.
He still had 8 rebounds. Still not a chump, right? Like,
as I always say, that's his superpower. As
but
I
still,
say all the time. Rebounding is his superpower.
That matters, man.
Yeah. Yeah. He's I think he'll be okay. That part too, because this is what I wanted to see also, like during this time, is I wanted to see teams start attacking him and how he responds to that thing. Because the Lakers started doing it in that last game, and he responded really well to that. And they schemed him again in this one, and he didn't respond so well. So I'm just curious to see how he does it, because teams are going to start doing that. You can play as great as you want. Teams are going to start putting you on that whiteboard, and start going after you. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he responds. We'll see.
Somebody just said Josh still performed better than P. Will.
He did.
The not hardest of not hard tests.
Kevin performed better.
He played better than the corpse in the opening scene of CSI Miami.
Yes.
We have to knock out one more quick ad, so we will do that and then come back to wrap up with some final thoughts. No good of the night. Sad, but we can still goof around and have some fun with some final thoughts. Throw us a super chat if you feel like it. Big Dave, shout out to Ray.
Ray! Shout out to you. Get more power to yourself during the Dodge Performance Days at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. Now is your chance to score a great deal on your next vehicle. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 to choose from their huge inventory of Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles. And right now, lease the new 2024 Dodge Charger Daytona for only $259 a month, or get 0% financing for 72 months. Blah.
Whoa.
Plus, shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With a friendly team of brand experts, the team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. Plus, since they prioritize affordability, you won't overpay for the vehicle that you need. And with Ray's Price Promise, you can shop confidently with no add-ons and no hidden fees ever. The price you see is the price you're going to pay. It's simply that simple. Go check out our partner today and shop one of Chicago area's largest inventories. Find the right new vehicle for yourself, then drive home a very, very happy. The team at Ray CDJR is the only one that we recommend. Don't miss out on Dodge Performance Days going on all month long. For low lease and financing rates on new 2024 Dodge Chargers. For more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 in Fox Lake, or online at raycdjr.com, because they've been serving the community since 1963. Ray.
Whoa. Mind-blowing stuff, right?
Oh, Kennedy died, and he was like, I'm going to start a cardio.
Also the name of a very good Stephen King book.
Oh, my God. 1963?
Yes.
Oh.
Amazon Prime series, too.
I thought you were about to tell me that Stephen King wrote a book called Ray Chrysler Dodge.
He's very prolific. He may have.
That's right.
Under a pseudonym, though.
Of course.
Rolling along CHGO Bulls Postgame presented by Bet365. Southgar Solid saying valid. I long said you play guys who are playing hard and producing. No issue with Giddey getting benched tonight. Fantasy Cast saying Giddey had a bad game, but he's going to adjust. So again, I think this is just a night where I was like, Giddey had a bad night.
Yeah.
Also, a couple of different people in the comments pointing out that Giddey, you were talking about just like the chaos of his last 48 hours or so, Dave.
Yeah.
That he also was on Good Morning Australia.
Today Australia.
Or Get Up Tomorrow Australia,
Yes,
whatever the name of the show is.
It's got to be Good Day Australia,
Good
right?
Today, Australia.
But I still think it's called Today. I think it's just Today.
It's called Today, though.
Because I was
Yeah.
like, there's a Today.
Isn't
the
that,
Today Show.
isn't that a huge missed opportunity by them?
Well,
they don't want to make fun of themselves.
true. But I'm saying it shouldn't be called today. It should be called tomorrow.
You're right. Or
Because Australia is tomorrow for most of us in American time zones.
That's the most American thing you've ever said. I feel that.
I'm an American, Dave.
I'm American. Change your time to fit me.
these colors, these colors don't run or jog.
Oh, yes. Never have I felt less patriotic.
But dude, he was everywhere. He was all over the place. that hasn't been a thing for him. You know what I'm saying? To just be everywhere.
Yeah, I saw that.
And on national media.
NBA.com. NBA did like a whole like by the numbers.
Yeah,
like, and you're like, oh, you guys got okay. You
Like,
did like the New York office was like, okay, let's go.
I mean, they truly just sapped every ounce of that they could. I think it was the official NBA account. I don't know if it was on Instagram, for sure on Twitter. Took the last three threes the Bulls made, the pat in the corner, the steal, the Coby shot, and then Giddey, and spliced in between it Coby White's "Wow, bros" from his draft night interview.
Wow.
Like, wow, bro.
Wow, bro.
Because that Thursday night was a reminder to everyone. The NBA always wants the Bulls to be relevant.
Oh, it's so much. The
Because
world
they
is so
are
much better.
The globalist of brands that the league has. Since the early 90s, especially post-Barcelona in 92, MJ and Scottie on that dream team, the Bulls are the globalist brand of the NBA.
The colors look nice.
And it's like the NBA
The crowd's
eats.
good.
Yeah.
The NBA eats when the Bulls are relevant.
Yeah.
By the way, second Cam Johnson reference of the night.
This is true. This is true. You're having a night.
Wow, bro.
You're having a night there, Kev.
So, it's just funny that for the past decade or so, the Bulls have been like, we know how much the NBA wants us to be relevant. No, thank you. I'll stay.
Yeah.
But it was crazy to be like, oh my God, like that Giddey thing exploded over social media.
Everywhere.
And justly so. I'm not saying it wasn't warranted.
When I picked up my kid at his daycare, his old teacher's a big Bulls fan, and from across the playground, she goes, "You see that Giddey shot?" Yeah, at the daycare. You're like, yeah, everyone's talking about it.
I mean, like it was because it was one of the craziest finishes.
It looked nice.
Yeah.
It looked nice.
Everything about it was great. I ran around this whole
I mean,
did you see that fan from the course that just run off? Like he
Oh, yeah.
he was on the team?
Yeah, bring him back though. Get a cane and bring him back in.
I mean, it was truly iconic. Like, it was NBA movie magic.
Yeah.
Is really what it was like. 3 inbound steal, 3.
Right.
Sideline out of bounds play that works perfectly.
Also,
bucket, baseline, no timeouts, half court heat.
And even that
in the span of
Reeves,
10 seconds.
That looked like it was like rehearsed because it was like he should have been able to stop. That should not have been a basket.
Oh,
Nothing.
when we were doing posts on Thursday, I told Dave I compared it was Elo putting the Cavs back up by 1 in Game 5.
That's exactly
before
what it was.
the shot by MJ.
Yep,
it was just like perfectly executed, drawn up and executed sidelines out of bounds play.
From half court, bro. He pulled up from half court.
Had to.
Swished it.
Clock was heading down to 0.
Swished it.
and fairly well defended for half court.
Yeah, seriously, like he had a hand in his face.
And by the way, it wasn't just a heave. He had perfect form.
It was a shot. That's why he held the phone.
He looked like a fountain.
Yeah. Correct, man.
So somebody made some, Photoshop version of like a golden Giddey statue holding his follow through. Put it side by side with the actual shot of him doing that.
I'll send it
You
to my
knew it was
brother
good when you saw Caruso like takes of this take ice cold, and you're like, well, okay, calm down,
relax.
Yeah.
But dude, I was sending it immediately to y'all, all the Laker fans I knew. I had a ball messing with them. It was great.
I mean, speaking of enjoying Lakers L's and LeBron L's, I didn't put this together, and I knew that he contested Giddey at the last second, and obviously the turnover. But somebody piecemeal, put the pieces together. So LeBron contested that pat 3 from the corner that went in, and then LeBron had that ridiculously dumb turnover on the ensuing baseline out of bounds.
Brain fart.
And then he also contested Giddey's. So,
sure did.
LeBron got hosed 3 times in that 10 seconds.
It's tough being 40, I'm telling you.
Dude,
you would know.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Everything just goes, man. It sucks.
It was just one of the craziest things that I've ever seen that I will play back in my brain probably forever. Like, I've never seen, I just have never seen that before. Like, that is, again, stuff you see in a movie. It is the Lakers were up 18 in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second time in Lakers history they've been up 16 plus points in the fourth and have lost the game. The other time was against the Bulls in 96. So
That's
the 96
nuts.
Bulls did the same thing to them, 72
they were a
Shout out.
little better than this team.
Just a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had Shaq. Lakers had Shaq at that time.
A
little bit better, but
the Last Dance. This is not that.
No, this is a slight 2-step.
Yeah, this is a Cotton Eye Joe. And like the second one, not even the last one. It's like,
oh, where did you come from?
The second stance.
Yes.
No, it's the third one because if they go in the play-in again, it's the third Cotton Eye Joe.
Well,
right.
speaking of which, going to the play-in, Mo in the comments asked, do you guys think the Bulls can get that 8th spot? to take. So Orlando is currently in 7th.
Yeah.
They're saying to take on Orlando. Atlanta is in 8th. And after tonight's loss, if you want to take a look at those standings, look, Katie has them for us. The Bulls are now 2.5 back of the Hawks. The Bulls at 33 and 41. The Hawks at 35 and 38.
What are we doing?
We're going to the play-in
tournament.
We're going to the play-in.
This is Adam Silver's legacy.
And it's different. It's different, John. It's different, John. You know why? Because we're not going to the play-in with DeMar and Zach and Vooch.
It's different.
We're going to the play-in with Vooch and Coby and Giddey.
And Modest.
And Modest. Never leave out Modest.
It's different.
Sweet special Modest.
It's different. On their way up.
They could.
I think it is very
they could get to 8.
feasible.
Yeah, definitely.
That the Bulls could leapfrog Atlanta, who have lost their last 2, but are 6-4 in their last 10. The Bulls' April schedule is cake. Yeah. You want to hear their April schedule, guys?
Yes,
please.
They've hit the Wizards 7 times.
We've been looking at this, being like, "Yo, the Bulls could legit go on a run to close this out." Okay, so they finish March playing against OKC on Monday.
Okay, well,
that's a tough one.
Yeah.
That's you're probably looking at it now.
The easiest game on the
Giddey revenge.
But then here's their April schedule, guys: Raptors, Blazers, Hornets, Cavs, who might have the number 1 locked up and resting guys.
That could be great. Yeah.
Heat, Wizards, Sixers.
Good Lord.
They're playing dumpster fire after dumpster fire.
You might get the 6th seed.
Well, the Milwaukee currently holds the 6th seed. They got leapfrogged by the Pistons. The Bulls are 7.5 games. 7.5 games back of the 6th seed.
So it can't happen. There's 8 games left.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh man, they got a shot to do it. Again, you're in the East. You got a chance to move on up. They would finish with around the same record if they go 7-2 in this last couple. They would finish with around the same record they had last year.
They were 39 and 43 last year.
Yep.
After this run, they are now 33 and 41.
So yeah, they'll be right
Pack.
there.
This is so funny.
You heard his brain fry when he said
Oh my
that.
God.
Also, worth keeping an eye on the fact that after their 10-game losing streak, whatever that was, the Heat have torn off a few wins here.
Yeah,
they have won. They are winners of their last 4 and have pulled into a tie with the Bulls. They are also 33 and 41. The Bulls own the tiebreaker head-to-head against the Heat this season, so that keeps the Bulls in 9th for now. But if the Bulls don't go on a bum-slaying spree down the stretch, God forbid Jerry loses the home play-in tournament game. God forbid.
Yeah, hit you wrong.
Bum slaying is my brain went completely different definition than how you're using it.
No, that is a Joe Cowley trademark, I believe.
Yeah,
the Bulls love bum slaying.
I love that.
Shout out, JC.
Shout out JC.
He's the man.
As opposed to king slaying.
King slaying.
Jamie Lannister.
Yeah.
Okay.
No spoilers.
Or Kinslayer.
Yeah, not king. Kin, right? No,
Both.
He did both.
Yeah.
Well,
Both too?
Kind of.
he didn't.
Okay.
No, he just did one.
He just did Kin, not Kin.
Real quickly as we're wrapping up here, gentlemen, shout out to one of our regulars, Jimmy Lit World, in the comments who said, shout out Bulls Outsiders. Shout out to you.
Hey!
Shout out, sir.
Had the Bulls won tonight, my goon of the night would have been Coby. The man continued his 20-point game streak despite looking tired.
Awesome.
And like the others, didn't exactly play great. Sub-Zero, that is true. Coby extended his streak of 20 or more points scored in each of the last 15 games.
I love Coby.
Yeah.
Where are you guys on believing in Coby? Not just as like, okay, one of the 2 pieces of the Bulls backcourt of the future, he needs to get paid. Everybody's talking about Josh's contract because that will have to be done this season or this summer. Coby still has next year under contract, but do you see this like perennial all-star potential that is starting to blossom from Coby maybe a little later than most in his career? Or do you think there's some fool's gold here?
Hit the like button, by the way.
Hit the like button for sure.
Just want to let you know.
I'm so impressed by him.
Yeah.
I used to think he was like ceiling Lou Williams, like instant offense guy. And I'm like, no, man, this guy is Darren Fox. Like, let's go. Like, I love this guy. Like, I love him. Like,
yeah,
he's in control. He's fast as hell, and his shot is like he can score in a variety of ways too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he didn't have the passing, right?
Right.
But like, if you're scoring, who cares?
Exactly.
You pass the score.
Like we always knew he had like that superpower, that speed, and all that other stuff.
Like the quick scores,
right?
Not the
But it was all about like any superpower, was about harnessing it and learning how to control it and dole it out at the right kind of times. And you're seeing him do that so much more. Him getting to the foul line, as we discussed, is a huge another part of it as well. because he now feasts at the free throw line, and that's the difference between you scoring 20 and 28 or 30 points in the game. So he's been awesome. I mean, he shot 50% from the field, shot 50% from three. What do you have? 11 rebounds with that? Like, that's another part of his game.
7 of 9 at the line tonight.
And 9 times went to the line, as Matt just mentioned. Yes. Like he's just awesome, man. Like, his growth and his spurt looks sustainable. And I think that's what I like about it the most. Like, I'm not shocked about it. Like, oh, man, look at these crazy numbers. And I'm just waiting on him to come down. I'm like, no, I think he can actually live there. Like, he can buy a condo right there and be chilling. Like, seriously. Like, that could be his life. Get a dog. You know, have some kids.
He has the best non-rookie deal in the entire NBA right now.
Yeah.
Best value deal in the entire league. It's not a rookie deal. It's not coincidence the way he's played the last month and a half. He is the longest tenured player on this team. He always had the ability to put up points in a hurry, but he's doing it consistently now because he's getting consistent shots. He will be a future All-Star. I am absolutely
like hearing that.
Not shocked when that happens, when it happens. The Bulls just need to win more games because so much of being an All-Star is not an individual accolade. It is for some players at an extremely high level, but you need to win more games as a team in order to get your players in the All-Star game, not just playing on Friday night or doing dunk contests on Saturday.
And especially when you're talking about the coach-selected reserve All-Stars. Those come from winning teams, you know, like almost exclusively, if not primarily.
I mean, we saw the Atlanta Hawks 10 years ago get 4 guys on the All-Star team because they were first in the conference at that point. And like argue, did all 4 deserve to be there?
And so
Probably
like
not.
that's sort of like the chicken and the egg conversation that I've been having sometimes with myself and sometimes struggle as we might to see eye to eye with my fellow Bulls fans. The chicken and the egg question of, okay, do Coby White and or Josh Giddey have all-star potential in this league? Yeah, maybe. You need to be a winning team to have all-stars on your team. Are the Bulls a good enough team to be a winning team if Coby White and Josh Giddey are your 2 guys, your best players?
Your 2 best players?
That's the question.
How much more development are we going to see out of Josh Giddey in this scenario?
I think the question would be how much more development we see out of Modest in this scenario.
Yeah.
Because that's the key of – that's a big key, you know what I'm saying, of it. If he gets his development in, that changes a lot.
What do you think, John, of that chicken or the egg question?
Man, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's doable, and I think Modest is I think that's the answer. Like, because
the linchpin.
He's the one who can be the number 1 guy.
Correct.
If his ceiling is what we think it is, he's the number 1 guy. Coby probably can't. Like, in the same way that like De'Aaron Fox isn't, right? Like, fantastic, but like I think so. I think it's a Modest thing. I really do.
Yeah, I agree with you.
That's a really good comparison, right? Because we haven't really seen Fox and that Spurs team be what they want to be, because obviously,
but we know he's going to be.
But we know he's going to be number 2 on that team,
exactly.
And we know that team is going to be a force for the next half decade, 15 years. Like Coby to me can be Fox.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's an excellent, amazing player. Like, that's a multiple-time All-Star, as you just stated. Like, especially in the East. Like that, yeah.
But if you're finishing 10 games under 500 and your ceiling is the play-in tournament every year, well, then you're not going to be a multiple times All-Star because the team is holding you back. I mean, as much as Kevin Love put up ridiculous numbers in Minnesota, everybody looked at it and said, "Well,
I got 3 wins."
Yeah,
you
need to win more.
No, that's the truth, man. Winning's important and extremely important. It's why Zach LaVine, we used to try to make arguments about him being an All-Star, and then we was thinking, he hasn't won 4 games in a row yet. Like, don't know if he can go.
By the way, thank you, Team USA.
Yes, good looking out. Change things. Good looking out. But once that changed, All-Star appearances, back to back for Zach LaVine. So yeah, winning is drastically important in this conversation here.
All right, we can get out of here. We know.
No, we can't. This is so fun.
Well,
we can't stop.
I was wrapping up because I know you old guys / dads are like, what time is it?
My watch literally said bedtime reminder. Like 5 minutes. Like,
You are clearly
That
not
was an hour ago.
horizontal. Why are you not in bed?
I was like, who's texting me? Oh.
Myself.
Yes.
I should have been asleep hours ago.
What are you doing?
Aren't you guys so sad that you were here hanging out with us for all those 9 and 9:30 tips on their West Coast trip the last week?
Oh man, I wish I could. Oh, man. I got something though.
Kev, give us an outsider story of when you first saw all three of us, and because you're the one who knew that what we were.
Yeah. All right. So to
We'll
fill
wrap
up
things up with story time with Uncle Bulldog.
story time with Bulldog.
That's a great way to
so
end it.
just to make sure everybody knows where this is coming from, I was at NBC Sports Chicago, running their studio end of things, and I was put as the executive producer for Bulls Outsiders and the casting of Bulls Outsiders.
Got that EP? Great.
When
Not bad. Good
when
for
we
you.
did that back in 2019. And so
18.
it wasn't a sole decision by me because we had many
great
people
band.
who were very smart and were a
Ladies and
group
gentlemen.
effort for selecting it. But I will tell this story about our casting. So our first thing, we did essentially a semi-open casting for anyone who wanted to submit a tape, if you will, even though it's all digital, submit a tape for auditioning for Bulls Outsiders. And these three gentlemen came across my inbox, and I knew there was potential there right away.
Okay.
And then when we brought about 8 people in, I think, we had initially 12 people that we had in the first round, that we got down to 8 people we brought in studio to go through auditions. And we were looking for 2 things. We were looking for, how does that individual perform on camera? What's their comfort level? Are they natural? Do they know what they're talking about? Are they knowledgeable about the Bulls? And secondarily, but probably just as important, how are they with the other people we're looking for the show? Because we weren't looking to hire one person to host Bulls Outsiders and carry the show. We were honestly looking at 2, but more likely 3 people on the show, because we felt like the dynamic of having a show with 3 people, it took a lift off just 2 people. When you have 2 people on the show, there isn't really much of a break.
No.
When you have 3,
I love breaks.
when you have 3, it just makes it a little bit easier, and the energy level is consistently higher when you have 3 people on set for a show. And so when we went through the course of auditions, we had some incredibly talented people.
That's real.
Like these 3 are
They're
obviously
who are doing successful things.
yes, who are doing some successful things right now.
Yeah.
But the 3 of them obviously were talented. We had another group of 5 very talented people, and honestly, any of the 5 could have been chosen for the show in place of them. We still would have had a good show. But when we were going through the rotations of, let's put this person with this person, when we put the 3 of you together, within 30 seconds, I knew this was our trio. Because there was this chemistry that felt like they had been friends for a decade,
It did feel that way.
even though they had literally just met that night for the first time.
Yeah.
And while they may have been a little bit familiar with one another in terms of Matt and Dave in the Bulls Twitter sphere and being part of the Bulls fandom, certainly they didn't know Sabine at all. But with the 3 of them, we knew within 30 seconds, and my director at the time, Lou Malgrejo, who's now working for ESPN, shout out Lou.
Shout
out.
out. Worldwide
What up, Lou?
leader.
He was directing the show, and I was kind of producing. Him and I looked at each other and just like, yeah, this is it. It's these 3. And so
And you thought that while
And
we
you
were
waited
all,
like 2 weeks to call us.
show business, my friend.
I'm sure they had several layers of red tape to get through and
Well,
approvals to get.
We had to get through.
sweating.
So we went through everybody, and then we had to essentially get in a conference room where me and the other leadership of NBC Sports Chicago at that time had to essentially fight it out over who we wanted. But I was unwavering in my belief that these 3 were going to make for the best show if we were going for 3. I felt like if we were going for 2, then maybe we need to rethink the dynamic a little bit, because the chemistry thing is going to be very different with 2. I said if we had budget-wise, we can do 3. These are the 3 they're going to make for the best show. And eventually others saw it my way, and we were able to move forward with
That's crazy.
3 of you.
So which dummies didn't want it to be the 3 of us? I'm just kidding. You.
No one.
Off
They
air, I
all
wanna hear
wanted to.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that is the essentially the inception of Bulls Outsiders. And my only regret is that we didn't have a winning team during that time. And obviously COVID derailed many people's lives and careers.
It was one of the greatest times of my life with the worst basketball I've ever watched.
That's the best way to put it.
We were just like young Derrick Rose. We were just a streaking comet across the sky very momentarily.
And
it was glorious for 2 years. One of which was a COVID-shortened season. We didn't even make it 2 full seasons.
They were so bad that they said, hey, teams come back. Oh, no, not you.
Not you.
There were a couple teams that were so bad they said, no, you can't come to Disney. We don't have space for we don't have space at Disney.
You're not on the list, guys.
Yeah, so this actually would have been 2018 then.
Yeah, it was 2018.
2018.
Y'all contacted people to come in and audition or send in audition tapes in the summer of 18.
Summer of 18, that's right.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It was so
that's how Bulls
lifetime
Outsiders
ago.
came together.
It was funny when they were both were like, after it was over, how they were like sweating it and thinking about it, and like, why hasn't he called? And I didn't think about it from the moment I left that studio after I did that audition. It didn't
Mr. Cool.
cross my mind. Because I in my head I'm like, well, I did my best, and it's nothing I could really do.
I
about
assumed I didn't get it.
So I didn't even think about it.
I went to portfolio school, man. Like,
I remember, right?
And
you had to come out of class when he called
and
you.
then I had to ask for my deposit back.
Yes, I remember that.
And they gave it back. I couldn't believe it. I was like, that's the reason. I was like, why didn't you call sooner? Because I almost was out,
dude.
$4,000.
Here's something else too. When I got there, y'all remember all the insanity I went through. The very first person I met when I got there was Katie. She was the very first person.
That's crazy. That's like poetic.
And Katie told me, she said, I said, Katie, what did you think when you first met me? She's like, oh, I thought you were crazy. and well, of course, no, fair. She's right.
Sometimes first
impressions
like an hour
accurate. No, yeah, she's accurate. But she was like, you were crazy because you told me all this crazy stuff you went through, and yet you were still smiling and you were still happy about it. And I'm like, that's crazy? I'm happy and that's crazy? Well, that's fair, But no, she was the first person I met when I got there, bro. The very first face I saw was Katie.
So it brings me joy to see all 3 of you thriving.
Yeah.
And
don't laugh at thriving, John.
No,
please.
This dude.
You're happily married. You have a child. You have a good job.
There have been magazine articles written about your social media presence.
But
that's real talk.
Thank you,
hey, if y'all aren't following Merriam-Webster Dictionary on socials, you're missing out.
Guys,
for real.
Just buy dictionaries.
This dude,
I have a kid.
Brilliant brainchild. Buy dictionaries.
Please.
Also, read them. Also, just work on your spelling and grammar in general.
Hard.
Our country is in
I'm
the
the
shitter.
worst speller.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
I have.
I appreciate the work you're doing.
I have.
I do
typos.
too, man. You're awesome, bro.
You know what it's like to be the dictionary and have typos in your tweets? It's awful. It happens all the time.
Oh, man.
And like, come on, like, are you honestly that upset that you're not dedicating your entire life to talking about the Bulls team right now?
At 10:46
Peek behind the curtain, y'all. I'm struggling right now.
At 10:46 p.m., I cannot believe I used to do this.
Yeah,
I'm turning into a pumpkin.
Yeah. It's all right, man.
Like the great thing is that we still all text about basketball
like my
or
best
anything
friends.
else like every day. Every day.
Truly,
We will get out of here. Y'all go enjoy your weekends. Bulls are off tomorrow. They will be back in action on Monday when, that's right, we will be hanging out for a live pregame show at the Hooters downtown Chicago, 660 North Wells Street. Come hang out with us. No RSVP needed, no ticket necessary, no entry fee. Just come in, take advantage of the great deals they have on wings, on drinks, $6 cocktails, delicious cold beers. Pregame at 6 p.m. Central. Then we'll hang out and watch some Bulls OKC action together. A little Caruso reunion. A reunion.
Oh.
You don't. Well,
Giddy
you know what? They
revenge.
can't all be winners, Katie. At least you got to meet Big Dave the first day he walked through NBC's doors.
I mean, I changed our whole life from the jump. Ain't that awesome, dog? Ain't that awesome?
She changed yours.
You know
man.
what I mean? Oh, she changed mine before I even knew her.
It was really all about the friends we made along the way.
That's
This
right.
is true. This is true, and it's a good thing because if it was just about the Bulls, whew.
Dark days.
We didn't trade Luka.
Oh, come on. Everyone send your Lots of pairs to this, man.
I gotta send the vote.
Follow our guy Will Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Read us off allchgo.com. Big Dave is at Pal BNWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. Shout out to our dear friends and guests for the evening.
And the show with the headshot.
The one and only John Sabine, the one and only Kevin Bulldog Anderson. Shout out to the queen of those controls, the one and only Katie Duffy. Hit that like button on your way out if you haven't done it yet. Much love, Bulls Nation. We will talk to you Monday. See you Monday night. See Red begin.
Outsiders forever. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.